So let's unlock the secret of a balanced life. So it's no surprise that we all want to feel good and stay fit and healthy, right? I think that's true for everybody. Because it really does make all the difference. When we've got vibrant health and vitality, we can enjoy our life to the full. Then we can prevent disease as well and maintain healthy weight and also have good energy levels and improve our mental and emotional well-being. Because physical health and mental and emotional well-being are so interconnected. But at the same time, health-related problems are on the increase worldwide. It's time to start asking why. Well, so what is going on? What is the root cause of these health issues around the world? So, chronic inflammation is the root cause of all degenerative diseases and chronic pain in the body. And it builds up over decades, often before manifesting into a disease, and sometimes silently without giving any symptoms at all. And it can build up for decades before, like the Alzheimer's that started at age 70 that manifests at age 70 often started at age like 30. So it can show up this chronic inflammation as insulin resistance, persistent pain in joints and muscles and the back. It can show up as always feeling tired, having brain fog, weight gain, rashes, dry eye, extreme forgetfulness or dementia, depression or anxiety, insomnia, mood disorders, frequent infections, stubborn weight when we struggled to just lose the weight, and hormonal imbalances, and even accelerated aging. And really, the ideal thing is to is about healthgevity. It's not about how long we live, it's about how many years of our life we stay healthy and active. And the best way to do that, in my opinion, was what Hippocrates said: let food be your medicine and your medicine be your food. So just using nature's store cupboard, what the natural ingredients that we can find to nourish our body. One of the things that really nourishes our body is the omega 6s and the omega 3s, that the essential fatty acids. They're so important for our health that when we're eating, our body is scavenging for essential fatty acids. And they interact with our satiety and hormones and our hunger hormones. That's how important they are. So omega-6 and omega-3 are both essential fatty acids, which means that we absolutely need them to stay healthy, and our body can't produce them. We've got to get them from our diet somehow. The problem is that omega-6 are pro-inflammatory and omega-3 are anti-inflammatory. And we've got way too many sources of omega-6 in our diet, and not we eat very, very little often of omega-3s. Omega-6 is found in most foods other than vegetables and fruit. So bread, pasta, pizza, anything made with wheat, but also other grains like barley and rye and oats. It's found in vegetable oils. It's found in meat and all meat products, all dairy products, eggs, and basically anything packaged or processed. So like biscuits and crackers, etc., chocolate. That's why we've got so many sources of omega-6. It's everywhere in our diet. When we're born, we have one molecule of each. And we need some omega-6 because if we cut ourselves or have an accident, our body needs to mount that inflammatory response. It's life-saving. But after that, we need to bring back down the inflammation with the omega-3s. So when you're born, it's 1-to-1. Science recommends an optimal ratio of 3-to-1. So 3-to-1 or 2-to-1 or 1-to-1 is ideal. something started to shift in our diet around 1960, where it started creeping up to 4 to 1, and it's just been going up every decade since that. And in some countries, we're seeing very high levels of a very high ratio, so high levels of inflammation. What are the consequences of this omega-6 to omega-3 imbalance? First of all, the brain and the heart are the two organs first to be affected. So we see reduced brain function, reduced heart function, hair quality decreases, skin loses elasticity. We see reduced organ function and also joint and muscle pain. And that's really because it's affecting every cell in our body. And these omega-6s, so the pro-inflammatory omega-6s, accumulate in the cell membrane and change the lipid structure. They make it hard and rigid. So then the nutrients from the diet struggle to get into the cell where they're needed, and the waste products from cellular metabolism struggle to come out of the cell. And that's not a good thing when we've got 37 trillion cells. We've got unhappy cells, and the cell membranes become hard and rigid. It's not good. Cellular dysfunction sooner or later leads to physical malfunction. And not a question of if, it's a question of when. When we come back into balance, 3 to 1 or less, we see a nice, soft, flexible membrane, as it should be. Everything is optimized. When we keep our omega-6 level low, so we have a low omega-6 to omega-3 ratio, we are naturally protected against all of these degenerative diseases. So low mood and depression, psoriasis, postpartum depression, asthma and allergy, heart attack, premature birth, menstrual cramps, atherosclerosis, poor circulation, sore joints and arthritis, wrinkles and aged skin, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, cancer, and Alzheimer's. So where are you? Are you in the danger zone or are you in the safe zone? The only way to find out is we do a test, we do a blood test. And the balance test will tell you your omega-6 to 3 ratio, how much omega-3 you have in your blood, your mental strength and functioning, protection value from disease, your cell membrane fluidity, how much arachidonic acid you have, which is one of the most inflammatory of the omega-6s. And then it's a breakdown, it's a full lipid panel of 11 fatty acids. They also have a vitamin D test and a blood sugar levels over 3 months, the HbA1c test. So all of the testing is independent and anonymous, and the blood tests that you do from home then are sent off. You just pull off the tracking number, otherwise you don't get it back, and keep that safe. Send it off to the Vitas Analytical Services in Oslo Science Park. They're the official partner of the National Health Service in the UK, and Oxford, Cambridge, Harvard, King's College, Massachusetts Hospital, all of the top universities. Then you get your results back online in about 20 days. So far, from all the tests they've done, they've seen that 97% of people are out of balance. So it's really a global challenge that we're facing with inflammation. You get your results back online, you get a 20-page PDF download, also dietary recommendations. The balance oil brings you back into balance regardless of dietary changes. Nonetheless, when you're back in balance and you've optimized the cell membrane and you can absorb the nutrients from your food, at least then it really makes sense to improve your diet as well. And 95% of people taking the balance supplements come back into balance 3 to 1 or less after 120 days without changing their diet. And so that means that then you've optimized the brain function and heart function. Hair quality improves, skin becomes more elastic. The inner organs start working well, and often joint and muscle pain disappears. It's all their own manufacturing, R&D, and patented products, and everything is thoroughly grounded in science. There's some of the members of their scientific advisory board. And this is why it's so effective, so well absorbed, is because they basically put back what's there in nature, what's there in the fish. In a sardine, you always find that long chain omega-3 molecule bound to a polyphenol molecule. It's what keeps it fresh and stable. Most products on the market have taken the omega-3 and left the polyphenols behind, or added some other kind of generic polyphenols. What we want is the plant-based equivalent of the polyphenols that are there in the fish, the flucotannins. And the closest we can get in the plant world is these pre-harvest olives. So it's polyphenols from 40% polyphenols from pre-harvest extra virgin olive oil. And we're combined with 60% pure high-grade fish oil from small, sustainably caught wild fish. And that combination, that synergistic blend, is what allows it to be so well absorbed by the cells. It takes our cells 24 hours to absorb these omega-3s. The problem is most products are oxidizing way before that. And you don't want to be taking in an oxidized product into your cells because it can potentially do more harm than good. And one of the risks of fish oil and omega-3 oil without the polyphenol protection is atrial fibrillation. So the polyphenols in the balance oil keep it fresh, and even after 35 hours, it's still fresh and stable. It's also not a generic dosage, so it's a very precise dosing according to your body weight, precise mathematical calculation, so that you know you're taking exactly the right amount for your body to come back into balance in 120 days. So it's rich in all of the omega-3s, ALA, EPA, DHA, and DPA, with the optimal 20-10 ratio between EPA and DHA. And it's all naturally sourced ingredients and zero fishy smell or flavor. It's flavored with orange, lemon, and mint, or grapefruit, lemon, and lime, lemon, or tutti frutti for children. And it can be taken at any time of day with or without food. Just keep it in the fridge once it's opened. The capsule form, it doesn't need to be kept in the fridge, which makes it handy for traveling. They've also got a water-soluble version. Somebody's got, for example, gallbladder issues, and a vegan version as well. All the highest quality and care certifications. They're a member of the Friend of the Sea, so all sustainable fishing. Great for athletes, for the anti-doping. They're a member of Informed Sport and the Vegan Society, and all gluten-free, sugar-free, keto-friendly, etc. This is something that we need at every stage of life, basically from 6 months until death, because it's an essential nutrient, essential fatty acid. And it's been approved by the European Food Safety Authority for 18 different health claims. Normalizes brain function, heart function, immune function, vision, teeth, bone structure, fights oxidative stress, normalizes blood pressure, cell division, blood triglyceride levels, protects cells against oxidative stress, and also normalizes calcium levels, muscle function, and reduces blood cholesterol. And very important as well during pregnancy and breastfeeding and for infants as well. So they've got some other key products as well that can optimize our health. And one of them is Xenobiotic, which completely restores gut health. It's a blend of 8 different prebiotic fibers that are time released so that you can basically repopulate the entire length of the colon with gram-positive bacteria. Why is that important? Because your gut is basically the epicenter of your body's universe. It's the center of everything. It's in constant communication with your brain, and conversation with your thoughts, your mind, like basically the equivalent of two 16-year-old girls constantly on the phone or texting each other. That gut-brain axis is continuous. 70% of your immune system is in your gut, and the intestine produces 95% of your serotonin, your happy neurotransmitter. So very, very important to restore our gut health and get rid of, for example, leaky gut. And we have an HbA1c test as well, because the xenobiotic, if you take it together with meals, will also reduce the blood glucose spike and can help to prevent diabetes. And the HbA1c test is your blood sugar curve over 3 months. So can also help to predict pre-diabetic states. The Extend Plus is their multi-immune boosting supplement with a whole host of active ingredients, vegetable extracts, and 23 different vitamins and minerals. So those 3 products comprised are their health protocol. These work, they're basically 3 together is more than the sum of their parts. They work synergistically and can really work amazingly well. I have a friend whose wife, Lily, was on 23 different medications, and after 6 months on the health protocol, was on 0 medications. She was able to eliminate all of them. They give you those 3 together give you more than 440 nutrients and cover 95% of your health basis, basically. And Viva is it's like a spa for the mind, basically. It's the one that works directly on the level of mood and sleep. So very effective at boosting low mood states, for reducing anxiety, for reducing tiredness and mental fatigue, and also for increasing the deep sleep phase, so the first half of the night. So resulting in more restorative sleep. Basically just gives you a nice, calm, clear mind and supports your brain in whatever it's wanting to do, like during the day or night. The Xenogreen it is very effective at getting rid of senescent cells. Those like zombie cells that are no longer working effectively, that our body needs to eliminate. This really is only needed after age 50, and not even necessarily every day, but to be taken in the spring, like as a spring clean, 4 capsules a day for 2 weeks. It's very effective at optimizing DNA synthesis and increasing stem cell production. And the Xenoshine, they have a vitamin D test to see your vitamin D levels. It's vitamin D and also magnesium are 2 of the most important nutrients for our body. I've heard doctors say that the 3 most important things that everybody needs is magnesium, vitamin D, and omega-3s. But we want to do a test to see how much vitamin D we have. I didn't realize I was deficient until I did the test. And it's an all-natural supplement made from wild lichen and of broad spectrum magnesium as well. There's some of their products, and they've also got weight loss products and collagen boost and a number of brand ambassadors in the sports world that take it for improved performance. And they're really a global company. So they deliver to over 100 countries worldwide. And they're on the NASDAQ, on the North Premier Growth Market. They've had double-digit sales growth since they started over 20 years ago. And they're a member of numerous local direct sales associations. So, and they're also contributing to a better world with the Zinzino Foundation, building schools for children in India. And it's all part of this global megatrend, really. Their goal is to get 1 billion people tested by 2050, and they are well on track. And it's because people are fed up of spending money on supplements that they don't know if they're working. They don't know if they need them. They don't know in what dosage to take them. And they don't know if they are working. And so why guess when you can test? Let's find out and exactly what your level is. Take the right amount to come back into balance and then test again after 4 months. And from what we've seen, 97% of people fail that first balance test. So the goal is to bring the world back into balance, one person at a time.